Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Zube here, and I'm going to do a random collective reading. Take what resonates and leave what does not. If you like what you see here, please like and describe. Describe. Oh my God. Subscribe. Describe. And feel free to describe how you feel about this reading in the comments, because I really love reading your guys' comments. Okay. This reading is general, so if it doesn't resonate with you, that is a-okay. I have plenty of other general readings that you are free to peruse. If you're interested in a personal reading, astrology or tarot, my website is teresazube.com, and the links and information are down below. If you're watching this in real time, we're coming off of the Cancer full moon, and I am like in my element. I love Cancer full moons because I was born with the sun in Cancer and the moon in, oops, that had a naked person on it. The moon in Capricorn. So I was born on a Capricorn full moon. So this is like a reversal of my birth moon, my natal moon, because the sun was in Capricorn, and the moon was in Cancer. But it's very emotional, very emotional moon. I'm down with emotions, I'm good with those, but I know that can be tougher for the air. I feel like air signs mostly have a tough time with that. Air signs, fire signs. So let's see what the fuck is going on. I'm not coming in on this with any kind of pre-message or anything like that. So we got the Page of Swords. This is internal energy. We are feeling curious. Pages are always childlike energy. The swords are mind, that's air. That's what I was just talking about, was air signs. But we could be curious, feeling like researching. The pages on the lower aspect can be petty, gossipy, like they just swing the sword like it's nothing, and you could cut somebody with it. I describe that like the kid who will say something mean without even being intentional about it. Like, oh, that person is whatever. Why is that person so big? Or why is that person in a wheelchair? And they're not saying it to be rude or hurtful, but as adults, we know better. So we could be acting childlike in that way. We could be being turds. If you're being a turd, this might be your reading. Whoa. Lots of swords, lots of mind stuff here. External, that's our internal energy. Here's what's on the external. 7 of Swords. That's sneaky stuff we don't know, what things that are hidden from us, and it's on the external. So we could be pages are also childlike, and when you're getting that as an adult, I always say that page cards can be like having imposter syndrome. Like maybe we're like, what is going on? Isn't that how I started off this reading, with like no clue? I didn't get a message prior to it. That's really funny. We're just like, what is going on? I don't know. I don't know what the hell is happening. And God says, you're coming home. That's God's perspective. The 4 of Wands, the fours are building a foundation. Wands are fire. That's the spiritual journey, a creative journey. When I'm getting a literal message from the cards, it's like the 4 of Wands can be a housewarming party or a wedding where like a couple is coming solidly into the foundation of their relationship. Wands are fire, passion, but it's also like coming home. So we can come home within ourselves. We can come home to spirit, come home to God, just what this is uncomfortable and we have to trust. That's a childlike vibe. We've got to, this is where like faith and naivety feel important in a good way. Because God's like, we're like, whoa, I'm walking into this. I don't know what the hell it is. What's going on? And God's like, you're coming home. We're not dying. Don't take it that way. We're coming home in like spiritually. And are we like, and so is everybody else. So be mindful of that. Like, don't be petty towards other people. This feels a lot like, this is a general reading. So maybe we're all kind of in this, like, what the hell is happening? And when we're uncomfortable, we can tend to lash out at other people, take it out on other people. Try not to do that. Try to be mindful of how you're responding to situations and where other people are around you. They might have their very own situations. All right. That one jumped out. Deceit. Guardian angels. I don't like to read like this, you guys. So we'll see what else comes out. But I'm not going to ignore what the reading is pulling out. This card can be deceit, like being deceived. Somebody around you being deceptive. And maybe I call this like the God spot. What does God see looking down? And God sees us being at home within ourselves, like feeling like we are firmly planted. I don't use this deck often, so let me look it up. Deceit, number 27. If you do the number thing. Okay. Treachery, dishonesty, betrayal, exploitation. Your guardian angels are present, alerting you to the fact that all isn't as it appears. Something is off and you may be in danger. Pay close attention to what's going on around you, as well as what's going on within you. You'll soon notice that bad vibes are in the air. The signal that someone is potentially able to exploit or manipulate you in some way. So be on the alert and trust your vibes if things don't feel right. It's hard to believe, you say, that can't be. But your guardian angels remind you that treachery and deceit are subtle and difficult to see. After all, no one wants to believe that someone might hurt them. Sometimes it's a deliberate attempt to injure, but more often it's an act of self-protection at your expense. It may show up in your coworker's failure to inform you that the project deadline has changed, or your mother withholding the fact that your father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, or even your own neglect to tell your mate that you've overspent this month and can't pay the bills. So we could be being deceptive also. Deceit and manipulation need not be maliciously intended to occur or to be damaging. Often it's just the result of thoughtlessness or fear. Your guardian angels urge you to trust your vibes completely when it comes to your suspicions of others. Also, equally scrutinize your own deceptions. Either case leads to dead ends and disappointing outcomes. Ask your guardian angels to protect you from the deceit of others and your own temptation to deceive. Have the courage and integrity to be honest. Your guardian angel's message: we will watch over you. Interesting. I mean, this is literally deceit right here. Somebody being deceptive, or are we being deceptive? Are we trying to hide something? And the Page of Swords is truthful. It's like how I was kind of describing that earlier. There is a sweetness to that kind of honesty too. It's very trusting. And it really just wants answers. So this being truthful, little kids don't like lie until they figure out that it's like that lying can be useful. It's like But, you know, it doesn't always have to be malicious. And definitely don't allow yourself to be like put in fear, you know. Creation 39. So we are, got a glare. We're creating something. Creation. Let me pull, I want to pull another one. Resistance. So literally resistance comes up when we are in the process of manifesting or creating something. We have numbers 25 and 39. Why do we resist the things we say we want? Sometimes we don't really want those things. Most times, though, we are frightened about what might happen if we do get what we have asked for. What will people think? Will we lose our friends and family if we rise? Will it all be for nothing if we try and fail? But we must be willful and we must have courage. We must repeat to ourselves, this is what I really want for me. Yes, I am worth it. And then we stand up straight, put on our crown of sovereignty of our own lives, and go to battle. Pause this for a second. So, creation. You can create your own destiny. Be industrious. Every creature on earth creates. You should welcome the process of creation. Save money and time. Have a reserve. This is the moon of taking action. Our northern hemisphere ancestors at this time. When is the beaver moon? All right. I don't see it in here. In the northern hemisphere at this time would be preparing for winter. They would be preserving food, preparing skins, gathering medicines, strengthening their homes if they were not nomadic, and preparing to move to better hunting grounds if they were. Anyone who didn't work hard at this time would likely suffer greatly for it when winter came. So here, okay, we are in the process of creating something. I almost think this deception is self-deception. Maybe resorting to blaming others, not taking responsibility for our own behavior, the deceit, like we could be deceiving ourselves into not doing what it is that we are moved to create. And spirit up, you know, God is like, no, like that's like build that foundation. The wands are also creativity. I'm gonna do some, I think we've got a manifestation thing going on here. So I'm gonna pull a couple of manifestation cards. And then we'll get one for advice moving forward. Make time for self-love. Okay. That's the last quarter moon in Libra. If we are loving ourselves, then there will be follow through for what it is that we are wanting to create. We'll know that we deserve what it is we're creating. And see the bigger picture. Okay, the Page of Swords can get lost in the details. And that might be what makes us fearful, you know. You guys should see it when I do a personal reading. It's just like covered with cards. What's their advice? Tower. Things are gonna fall. Whatever is gonna fall, let it fall. maybe that's what we're resisting. We're resisting, like we have created something new. We had a new idea, something we were researching or looking into, something we wanted to build. But it's like we could very well be hiding from that thing. With the Four of Wands, God's like, just let it happen. Like, let it happen. And we have deceit, we have resistance, we're resisting it, but we created it. We've got to know that we've got to love ourselves. We've got to see the bigger picture. We can't be looking at like what is falling, because it's likely that whatever is trying to fall away and break apart is making room for what it is that we want to come in. Are you clinging to something? I keep going back to the image on this card where it's like holding on to that, like, another advice. Page of Pentacles. This is the second page. So both of these are, children trust, they have to. It's kind of like, when they're born, they trust you, and when they're small. So this is for us to create in a way that is trusting, have like a blind faith in whatever it is that you are creating, and let go whatever is falling apart. All right, here's more. Wow, interesting. So we have the Ace of Wands. That's taking charge, taking action, doing, moving towards whatever it is that you want. I only wanted one card, but we had two come out. I mean, three. So, and then the Chariot is focus. It's a card of success. It's a card of being like self-possessed and in control of a situation, but you're going to fall off the chariot if you get distracted easily by this going on over here or that going on over there. Be mindful and pay attention, because we're harnessing like even opposing energies. We could even be harnessing like opposing forces and moving forward. And then what came out behind that is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups, so we got 2 pages and 2 sevens. So we got 77 here. The Seven of Cups is like, things may be confusing. We may not know exactly which way to go. And this is the not getting distracted. This too could be a card of like drinking or, alcohol, drugs, whatever we do to numb ourselves. And that could be creating the fog. So if you're doing any of that, it may not be a good time for that. I'm not like I'm sober all the time, but we're looking at other addictive patterns that you might have. Like, this card is like, we can escape with this card because we're not quite sure what to do, but we need to be in focus. We need to be this Chariot energy, because eventually the fog is going to clear and these are going to emerge more fully from the cups. And we'll be like, oh, that's the one, that's where we're going. But if we're like getting all muddled in the meantime, we won't know exactly which way we're going. Anyway, I hope you have a great day on Earth. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Peace. Namaste.